So now, as we have understood the basic MCP server details, we have developed some of the examples as well, like Hello World and the API integration MCP server. We are now moving to a little bit advanced development of MCP server, where this is the example of creating a to-do manager which will work with the JSON file. So this respective MCP server, I have already developed the code and the virtual environment is already enabled. I have also done the configuration of the MCP server inside mcp.json. So we are not repeating the things, rather we are going to focus on the actual potential of what this MCP server example will explain us. So starting from the same thing, we are going to use fast MCP over here. We are going to use this respective JSON Python package and this OS routine package for managing the entries inside the JSON file. We are creating a fast MCP instance over here. We are naming it to do MCP, and here we have declared a to do file name called todos.json. So this JSON file will have all the list of to-dos that we are going to store through this respective tools that we are going to define inside this MCP code. Now this function read is the internal helper which will help us to read and return all the to-do items from the todos.json. If it is not available in the respective path, it will return empty, and if it is present, the to do file will be opened and this respective JSON file would be opened and response would be returned. The second internal helper function that we are going to write is the write operation, and this will open this respective todos.json file. It will write with the encoding UTF-8 and it will jump the respective items in that respective JSON file. Next, we are defining a new MCP tool which is add to do. We need to be a little bit careful while defining the name of the tool, because when the user will enter the prompt, the semantic analysis that will be performed will be helpful to read the respective tool that we have configured against the MCP server. It will accept the string what the user has entered. It will identify automatically what item needs to be added in the to do, and it will return the dictionary. So first the items would be read. It will append this respective task and mark it as false by default, and it will call this respective write function and finally return the message that it is added and the current count is this much based on the items available in todos.json file. This is again a new tool that we are writing which will actually list all the to do items which are currently stored in this respective todos.json. And if you see that these are the callable MCP tools from the chat and it are registered in the mcp.json file, the cursor itself would be the client for this respective MCP server because we are invoking and configuring inside the cursor. It will execute the read method and it will return all the items from this todos.json file. And again, this is the same Python entry point which will start the fast MCP server, right? So this is how we have actually create a simple to-do manager with a file in the JSON format, and we are using these two packages JSON and OS, and we have configured this entry in mcp.json. If you see over here, we currently are having two tools, and if you see over here, we are having add to do and list to do's tools available in this MCP server called TODO-Manager, which we have defined in this respective MCP JSON. So this code is ready to execute. Let's try it. So add a to do item, learn MCP. So this prompt will be interpreted and it will try to identify the tools. So it has identified the add to do tool that we have configured through this MCP server. It will ask us to run. So task is identified automatically, that add a to do item learn MCP is the respective task, and it will again try to list the to dos, but and it will ask us to run it again. So earlier I have added couple of other to dos, and these are all the to dos available in that respective JSON file. And if you see over here, learn MCP is the new to do item that we have added recently by entering the prompt. These are all available to dos. You can see they are marked as done, right? Now, the next thing that I want to explain is, let's say we want to add one more feature for actually marking this respective to do item to done. So in this case, we are going to add a new tool for marking that respective item in the to do list as done. So here we are creating a new tool called mark to do done, where the user will enter the name of the to do which needs to be marked as done. It will enumerate over all the respective tasks and return the appropriate message that it is marked as done or it is already done, right? And if task is not found, it will return that it is not found. So this is a new tool that we have added. So after adding this respective tool, make sure you restart this respective MCP server, and after restarting you could see that mark to do done is the new tool that is available now for utilizing from the chat. So mark to do done. So let's mark this learn MCP as done. So we will enter the prompt, mark the learn MCP to do item as done. So it will try to figure out the appropriate tool. So it has identified mark to do done. It will run, it will identify the index and marked it as true. And if you see, it is again trying to list the respective to do items. We will allow it to run and it will provide the readable list of the details of the respective to dos. And you can see learn MCP as done and verified the update. All to dos are now marked done. Now this is the additional help that respective chat interface is providing us. This is additional information. It has nothing to do with the implementation that we have done. So let's try list all to dos, which should actually execute this list to dos. So it is trying to figure out the tool that is appropriate to execute. Yes, call list to dos is being figured out, and here all the list in the JSON format is displayed, and it will populate all the details of the to dos. And here you can see learn MCP is marked as done. So here we have understood that how to work with the JSON files, how to manage these files, and we have understood a simple to do manager. We have understood how we can create a new tool inside the existing server that we have already there, and this to do manager helps us to understand that we can create multiple tools inside the MCP server and how to execute from the respective MCP client, in this case cursor. I hope you are enjoying this course. Thank you. Stay tuned.